Welcome, everyone, to the Success Elevated podcast. As always, I'm your host, Hayden Lee. And this week, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing an episode of Spot On Solutions Talks. Every so often, we do these episodes where we sit down and talk about a specific topic that is important to us here at Spot On Solutions and important to marketing and the home service industry. And we get to talk to, some experts in the industry about these particular topics. Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about phone calls. Phone calls are a huge part of what you all do in the home service industry. And really that's tied to kind of this crucial element as a part of any business, which is sales, right? You want to grow your business. You want to increase revenue, especially as we look forward into 2023 and goal setting and all that. You're going to have to increase revenue, and how you're going to increase revenue is generally by taking sales calls over the phone, right? Especially in any kind of service-based industry. The majority of your sales are going to be right over the phone. So we help a lot of our clients on a day-to-day basis track and record phone calls, what phone calls are coming from the internet versus their other referral sources. And something that we found just kind of with our experience with digital marketing, as well as, members of our team that have worked in the restoration industry, is that the best way to do that, the best way to kind of streamline that process and increase revenue through phone calls is to have a system in place. That system generally is using some kind of phone script. A phone script essentially allows you to take the headache out of answering phone calls, because in most situations, most home service-based industry, companies, or really any business that has people on the front line answering their phones, oftentimes the people that are on the front line answering your phones and talking to customers every day on a day-to-day basis oftentimes are your least trained employees. And so what we've noticed in the industry is that if you can find a way to kind of help systematize the phone answering process, you're going to close more deals and you're going to find a better way to close that loop. So what we wanted to do is our team here at Spot On Solutions has decided to put together some resources that will hopefully help you and your business have a better system in place to answer these phone calls. And one of the ways that we found to do that is to develop a phone script. These phone scripts have been used in the home service industry for going on several decades now. They're really well thought out. They help answer a lot of different questions, but ultimately the one question that you've got to figure out how to answer over the phone in order to close a sale is, how much is this going to cost me? If you own a business, somebody, and you provide a service or even a product, at some point somebody's asked you that question. And these phone scripts are a way to help answer that in a way that's going to help you close more sales. So what we wanted to do today, I sat down with my boss, Preece, who used to own a restoration company and helped develop these scripts years ago. We were able to sit down and talk about a specific story where he really became a believer in these phone scripts. So he's going to share a story with us about that experience. I had the chance to sit down and talk with him a little bit about it, and he's going to kind of give us a insider's look into why phone scripts are important.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is Hayden Lee, and I am an account manager here at Spot On Solutions, and I'm joined today by my boss, Mr. Preece, the high priest of marketing. We're going to talk a little bit today about call scripts and why they're important. You've probably already downloaded this call script guide, and it's going to help you kind of better understand why call scripts are important and why you should implement them into your team. And as part of that, I wanted to give you guys a little bit extra information as to why you should even care about this call script. Derek has had 20 plus years in the restoration industry, he knows from firsthand experience why call scripts are important, and he's going to tell us a little bit about an experience that he had while he was a restoration company owner, and talk about this little experience that he had about why call scripts are needed, why you need them as a team member, why you should implement them as a business owner in any home service industry. So Derek, take it away. Talk to us a little bit about this experience that you had.
Okay, cool. Well, first of all, Hayden, you hear me talk about this all the time, but phone scripts are answering the phone is the most important thing that a business has to do. You've spent money to get that phone to ring. And in many cases, a lot of money to get that phone to ring. What happens on the other end of that phone is critical to your business. To be able to sell that job, bring revenue in your company, keep the lights on, pay your employees, do all that. What happens on the phone is so critical. And the challenge is that you want to give all of your customers the same experience. And you want to, create a lifetime customer that's going to continue to use you, going to continue to tell their friends about you, going to continue to be a revenue source for your company. So, and I don't know if you can call it whatever you want to, but call it a call script, call it a process, call it whatever, but having a system in place to guarantee that all your customers have the same experience and that sets you up for the highest probability of success in closing a sale over the phone is critical to your business. And so I suggested, I learned the hard way to the whole concept of why phone scripts are so important. But after we had, had a massive aha moment in our company about why call scripts were so important, we spent a lot of time, a lot of energy and effort creating call scripts for every one of the services that we provided, because we wanted the system to be the same, but we had different things that we sold. And so we painstakingly created these scripts. And, in our business, we were a disaster service company who also did full service, like cleaning of carpets, upholstery, disaster services. We did so many different things. Often, and some of people called all the time. Like, for example, carpet cleaning. We had calls every single day coming in for carpet cleaning. We had, water damage calls coming in frequently every day. But other calls, like, potentially, air duct cleaning, or we provided a service of biohazard or unattended death, biohazard cleanup, which in Idaho, we're super small population. Those types of work didn't happen every day. But as you can imagine, when homeowners or a family member is dealing with the unexpected passing of a loved one or whatever, it's a super challenging and a super emotional time for them potentially. So we had to create a system that showed compassion to our customers, but yet gathered all the information that we needed. I remember one day after we said we had phone scripts for everything: carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, water damage. We even had a call script for a biohazard cleanup. And I remember sitting in my office. This was a few months after we had created all these phone scripts, and our people were using them all of the time. One of our CSRs stuck her head in my door, and she's like, "Derek, I've got an interesting, a challenging situation on the phone. I wonder if you could help. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I need your help." And I asked her, obviously, what was the situation, and she said, "Well, this gentleman is on the phone. His best friend had taken his own life over the night before, and he was trying to deal with the aftermath of that, and he was obviously had questions, concerns, but there was a lot of emotion there. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to answer his questions.
Right.
And I
It's tough.
said, and as I sat across the desk from Stephanie, was her name, and I'm like, hey, Stephanie, you know that we have a phone script for this. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot, because it wasn't something we used every single day, obviously. And I said, let me help you here. And I used it as an opportunity to train and to teach Stephanie on what to do. And I literally we kept all these phone scripts on all of our desks, right? Whoever would have the opportunity to answer the phone, we had a file of these different phone scripts on our desk. I reached up, I pulled out the one from that was for this type of problem, and right across the top it said, make sure that you remember the emotional state that the callers are potentially in, show empathy, but and then I picked up the phone, and I literally, now granted, I was familiar that because all of our scripts were pretty much the same, it just inserted different things to it. I had it down pretty good, so I could take the script and I could add the emotion, I could add the understanding, I could add the empathy to my conversation. But I literally went step by step, line by line through this whole call script, answering all the questions. The gentleman on the other line was like, it could not have went better. And Stephanie sat there across the table from me, just like, oh my gosh, this really, really, really works. Because she saw her boss implementing and using a system that we had built. And although I was, technically reading from the script, because I was so comfortable with it, it didn't sound like I was reading it from a script. But we got all the information we needed. Our crews had all the information they needed to be able to effectively go into this job. And the customer, on the other end of the line, knew what type of business we were, that we were empathetic, that we knew what we were doing, and that he was glad he had called our company. And that not only was, a testament to me that phone scripts really are awesome, but again, the lady in my office, Stephanie, was like, okay. And I never, from that time forward, never had to talk to her about the value of phone scripts again. Never. And she became amazing at using phone scripts and getting customers, turning prospective customers into paying clients.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a great story, Derek. I think regardless of what industry you're in, I don't know if there's a harder phone call than a phone call like that to take, right? And so I think if a phone script, if a call script can work in a tough situation like that, it's going to work in whatever home service industry you put yourself in, whether you're a roofer or a plumber or an HVAC guy. It doesn't matter. I don't think you're going to get a tougher phone call than that one right there. And if it works in that situation, it's going to work no matter what you do. So.
Oh yeah, it is. And ultimately, an effective call script will keep you in control of the conversation, which ultimately you never want to give up. You want to, like Steve Toburin always used to say, you want to give people the illusion of control, like that they are the ones in control, but you're the one who actually is in control. And an effective call script will help answer that question that every single person, potential customer calls and asks. is how much do you charge, right?
Yep.
And
Oh yeah.
that is the kiss of death to anybody who does phone sales, right? Unless you know what you are doing and you have a system in place to do it. And if you have an effective system, it's super easy to overcome that question and to provide value to your, to your customers, right? So there is so much value in a phone script.
That's awesome. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks everyone for listening to that cool story of Derek Preece talking a little bit about why phone scripts are so important and how he was able to use them in his restoration business. If you'd like to look more, I talked earlier about we wanted to provide some resources to you as the listener. If you would like to learn more about phone scripts and how you can use them in your business, as well as just have a template to use going forward, go ahead and check out the link in our description. It's going to link you to our website where you'll be able to actually download some free resources that'll help you develop a call script that's going to work in your own business. So if you want to check out that link in our description, we'd love to reach out to you and talk a little bit more about this. But yeah, check out the link in our description. It's going to have all the resources that you're going to need to help develop a call script, a phone script for your business. Thanks again for listening, and we hope to hear more from Derek about these call scripts and learn more about what we can do to help grow your business. Let us know if you have any thoughts or questions or anything else you'd like to learn more about here on Spot On Solutions Talks. Thanks again for tuning into our podcast, and we'll talk to you next week. This has been Success Elevated, making you a little bit better one show at a time. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe on YouTube or any other major podcast platform to listen to more episodes. We are proudly brought to you by Spot On Solutions. If you'd like to learn more about how we can help you grow your business, please check us out at spotonsolutions.com.